In this lesson, we are going to be adjusting the lighting in our scene here just so we can see more of how our enemy behavior is going to look during the actual game conditions. So in the actual game, it's going to be a very dark environment, so we want to sort of see how that's going to look. Now, I can go ahead and grab my directional light, and I can rotate it so that it is pointing upward, and therefore we have a little bit of underlighting, but for the most part this is a very dark scene now. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and take out that underlighting just by decreasing the intensity of this to 0, and then it's just pure darkness. But I think I kind of like it. It kind of gives it a good menacing look, so I'm going to leave it at 1, and I think that's fine. And next what I want to do is, if I go ahead and play this, you can see that you can't really see much. Now I can sort of make out that guy, and if we get close enough, I can see the enemy a little bit. But I feel like our player should have maybe like a flashlight. So if I go ahead and just open up the FPS controller, then I want to go ahead and put a light as a child of this first-person character here. I'm going to add it to as a child to this one and not this one here, because this is what actually has our camera on it. So we want it to, think about it. If you're going to put a light onto a person that's carrying around a camera, you might just want to attach it to the camera and not maybe their foot or something like that. So let's go ahead and add on this spotlight, and I'm just right-clicking on our first-person character thing here, go into light, and I'm going to add a spotlight. Now I'm going to go ahead and go closer to this. I have it selected. You can press F to sort of zoom in on it. I'm just going to go even closer, and there's nothing like there's a lot of light really coming out right now. Neither I can't see any really in here or over here, which is the view from the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the intensity by a good bit. And then I'm also going to increase the spread. So I'm going to the spot angle. So I can either do it over here, or I can also do it in here, just by dragging that. And there you go. So now we can really start seeing some of that light that we were creating. Next, what I want to do is I also want to change the color of it a little bit. Right now it's like a pure white, and you don't really want any sort of pure white lighting. So I'm going to make a little bit of a yellowish off-white, just like that. Okay, so that's fine. Now if I test this out, we can see how that looks. So let's see, I'm looking down, you can see more of it. Okay, let's go over here. And yeah, that's lighting it. One thing though that we can improve is we can add some shadows. So I'm going to go ahead, and while I have that light selected, I'm going to click on the no shadows, and I'm going to change that to be, you can either make it hard or soft shadows. Basically this will be a little more blurred around the edges, and this will be a very hard line for the edge of the shadows. I think I'm going to go soft shadows, make it might look a little nicer, so let's go with that. And I think that's fine. Let's go ahead and work on adding some light to our enemy. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that, press F to sort of get closer here. And what I want to do is I want to add a light to the eye area, because right now the eyes are emissive. They are sort of glowing, but we want to add maybe like a little point light to sort of make it look like they are affecting the rest of the face here. So I'm going to go ahead, open up the enemy stuff here in the hierarchy, go down into the head bone, because I want this light to rotate with the head, obviously, and that's what rotates. So I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to light, and I'm going to add a point light. And it's not positioned very well yet, so let's go ahead and fix that. Switch over to the move tool, and just move it into place. So just right there in front of the face. And let's change its color to be pretty red, something like that's pretty good. I don't necessarily want to go with full red, but it's like a little slightly darker, or maybe even a little less saturated too. Something like that's fine. Okay, very cool. Now I also want to go ahead and add a spotlight. And I'll have it be from the same position, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select the point light, press Control D to duplicate it, and then over here, under the light component, I'm going to change it from point to spot. And then I'm also going to change the name of it over here so that's less confusing. So let's rename that into spotlight. Okay. Now I'm going to sort of use the spotlight to sort of show the player where our enemy might be seeing the player. So this is going to be one of those helpful visual clues to help aid the player understand what's happening in the game better. And as much of that feedback as you give, it's hard to give too much. I can say that. You want to give as much as you can. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate this, sort of be close to what it is, what the raycasts are doing. So maybe like a little more forward. And then let's also increase the spot angle and increase the intensity. And there we go. We can start to see something here. So, and then maybe just make it go up a little bit higher. Okay, I think that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to, well, first off, I kind of want at least the spotlight to cast shadows, so I'm going to tell it to cast some soft shadows. And while we're at it, we might as well make the point light do that too. Cool. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and apply this prefab. Oh, we actually haven't made this into a prefab yet, so might as well do that. Go into the prefabs folder and drag and drop our enemy down in here. And there we go, we have a nice prefab now. So let's go ahead and play the game and just see how this looks right now. Go over to this guy. That's pretty menacing. That's pretty menacing, I have to say. And some of this is just a little bit more of an artistic thing, so you might have to figure out how you want your lighting to look. But I think I like how it's turned out so far. So I'm going to stop there for now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.